Got a farmhouse you need fixed up? Call on Jonathan Knight, the star of Farmhouse Fixer. So in my world of facial diagnosis, there are 9 face shapes. He's mostly a bucket face. So we bucket faces, which is what I am, we love to put things in our bucket. We love collecting things, collecting thoughts mostly. We tend to be very intellectually persistent. We're kind of the thought leaders, but we can't quit thinking. We get what a shoulda, coulda kind of energy to kind of creep into our life. But we enjoy the process, so we don't care. There is a hint of fire. There's some narrowness to his chin. Fire is about sensitivity. So he's a very sensitive thinker. Now, I believe he was a musician with New Kids on the Block. I think it would bode well to be a sensitive thinker if you're a musician. I think it's an awesome face. Eyes are very wide set, so he's a big picture kind of guy. Detail, not his strength. He's going to need someone to get the fine details. So he'll have the big idea, but he'll need somebody to take it home. So that wide eye set is just sees the big picture. The eyes are also slightly narrowed, so this indicates acute perceptive abilities. So he can really see beyond what most people see. It's a wonderful trait in someone that's going to fix your house. Hairline is kind of interesting. It's kind of narrowed. We use the word narrow if the hair on the side touches the eyebrows. This indicates some rather strict upbringing. He probably was forced to conform to parental wishes growing up. He also has a widow's peak, which means he's very traditional. So it's an interesting combination, and they somewhat kind of go together. Again, being a physician, I can't look at anybody and not kind of pay attention from a health standpoint. So if you'll notice, there's some lines on his forehead, and the lines kind of dip a little bit in the middle. This indicates a weakness in the intestines. He actually has a prolapse of his transverse colon. There's a doctor term for you. So our large intestine starts kind of where the appendix is. It kind of comes up. It takes a turn by our liver, and then it traverses the abdomen. It's called the transverse colon. That is kind of, instead of coming up and going over, it kind of comes up and it swoops down and goes over. So there's some sluggishness to bowel situations. Is this serious? No, can be serious, but it's unlikely. Pretty healthy guy, but there will be some sluggishness to his digestive system. So a little bit of intestinal weakness. Underneath his eyes, he's a little kidney deficiency, and there is some lines that come out of there, and the line on the under the left eye is a little bit longer and a little more dramatic. This is an adrenal line. The right side of your face is female, the left side is male. If we see something greater on one side than the other, there's going to be a gender specificity. What does this mean? What does this equal? Well, it equals stress with a male. And it could be stress with himself, because he's a male. Also, the tip of his nose, there's 2 ways you could call this. He has a bit of a gourmand nose, which means gourmet, kind of a quality over quantity guy, but it also can indicate heart. I think if you looked at his family tree, there's probably some heart disease, some cardiovascular issues that are going on. Also, there's some puffiness above his eyes and below his eyebrow in the upper eyelid. This indicates gallbladder. Chances are he doesn't digest fats real well, but it also can have to do with the emotion of anger. Anger is the emotion of the liver gallbladder in traditional Chinese medicine. So again, sorry I didn't listen to your music, but my kids, I'm sure, loved it, and I hope you enjoyed meeting Jonathan Knight. Have you enjoyed the faces we've diagnosed thus far? Do you have someone you'd like to see diagnosed? Put it in the comments, and it just might happen. Hope you enjoy.